Hey everybody, welcome to Money's No Object. I'm your host, Dylan Howell. This is episode number 185 of our YouTube channel and podcast, and I cannot be more excited to continue sharing with you guys personal finance topics that I think can be useful for you in your long-term financial journey. Today, we are going to finish up our week talking about millionaires. And today specifically, we are going to be talking about the secrets to becoming a millionaire, the secrets that make millionaires what they are. And we're also going to talk about why have I put so much stock into being a millionaire? Why may it be important to try to strive to become a millionaire? What do you get from becoming a millionaire? I'm really going to dig into all of these ideas and more in today's episode. And I hope you can get something out of it and learn a little bit more about why being a millionaire might be something that is extremely beneficial to you in your long-term financial freedom journey. Before we get started though, if you could go down below, hit the big red subscribe button, like this video, leave me any feedback in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to respond to anything you leave down there. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify podcast, then be sure to subscribe and leave me a review on either one of those platforms. Follow me on social media at MNO with Dylan, and that's really good supplemental materials to all the things I'm putting out in these long form episodes on YouTube and the podcast every single day. And then if you need somebody to help you to create a financial plan that is specific to you and your family's needs and keep you accountable to that plan over the long term, then I can help you do that. Just go to my website, www.mnowithdylan.com. Click on the Work with Dylan tab, and you can choose the financial coaching session type that would work best for you, and we can begin pushing towards your long-term financial goals together. So look, you may be watching or listening to this week's episodes and just thinking, what's this dude's deal when it comes to millionaires? Why does he think that it's such a certainty that we should become millionaires? Why does he think that it's possible for us to become millionaires? Right? A lot of people don't think it's possible for them to become millionaires. And I've laid out several arguments this week as to why it is absolutely possible for you to become a millionaire, how you can retire with $1 million, how you can build a nest egg that is big enough to sustain yourself in retirement, that is hopefully a multi-million-dollar nest egg that is creating income for you and can leave a legacy for you and your family for many years to come, right? So I do have this thing where I'm just saying, okay, I think becoming a millionaire is necessary for most people. And I think that not only is it something that is necessary, I think it is extremely beneficial. And I think it's a really good financial goal to have. It's a really good financial milestone that many people have set out and that I have even set out for myself, right? To become a millionaire, right? But don't just take it from me. I want to read you guys off 7 reasons to become a millionaire from a millionaire himself, Daniel Ally, from an article that he wrote on LinkedIn. So these 7 reasons I think are really, really interesting, and they really speak to a lot of the reasons why I think that becoming a millionaire is a big deal. So first, becoming a millionaire can create the greatest impact with your money. Being a millionaire is the easiest way to help people. When a person gets rich, others can get rich. Every time you spend $1, someone benefits. Whether you're tipping a server or buying goods or services, money is constantly flowing and enhancing the lives of others. A millionaire pays more taxes than anyone, which establishes the basic, roads, schools, libraries, law enforcement, all that other kind of stuff. Millionaires do pay nearly 40% of the taxes in the United States. Right? So if you've earned $1 million in a year, which is not necessarily our definition of a millionaire, but if you have, right, that's over $400,000 in taxes. And this has far more impact than the $15,000 average that most taxpayers contribute to society, right? So not just in your taxes, right, but also in the giving and in being able to help others. Can you have a great impact if you have money to have an impact with? If you are a millionaire, you can give, save, and spend in very substantial ways. Now, when you're a millionaire, you can also inspire others. When you have money, you can inspire people. Even though most rich people aren't pretentious with their money, they still inspire people by what they do behind the scenes. Having money allows you to work on more meaningful projects and gives you time to work on charitable ventures, right? So you can impact the lives of others. You can inspire others to do great as well. And if you're somebody who comes from nothing and you have become a millionaire, right, you can inspire others that come from nothing to go and become millionaires, right? It's pretty clear that can happen. Then another thing that becoming a millionaire can allow you to do is have control, right? There are two types of people in the world: those who try to fit their lifestyle into their wages, and those who create their own lifestyle by setting their own wages, right? Not just setting your own wages by working your own job, but setting your own wage by working your way into the job that you want to have. And so when you have money, when you are a millionaire, you get to decide what kind of work you want to do, right? You don't have to throw 50 plus hours a week down the drain in order to have money. You don't have to waste a lot of time doing menial tasks because you have money, right? You are in control of your own destiny. You are in control of the things that you are doing and the work that you're doing, and you can choose to do whatever you would like, right? It provides some control to your life and the work that you do. Also, enjoyment, right? Obviously, money gives you tremendous enjoyment in life. No one can say that they're better off without money, despite the many people who try to sell you on poverty, right? Enjoying your money is one of the greatest virtues of wealth. It gives birth to luxuries that you did not know were a potential for you, right? So that's why when we talk about financial balance, giving, saving, and spending, right? You need to enjoy some of the money that you have. It is very, very important. Then being a millionaire can also give you confidence, right? There's no confidence like the confidence you have knowing that you have built this nest egg for yourself, right? When you have money, you feel like you can do things. You feel like you have confidence to stick your head into places and your hand into places where maybe you haven't done before, right? It's not only that money raises your self-esteem, but it allows you to operate more rationally, right? You get to be yourself instead of worrying about what others think of you and what you can afford to do, right? So it gives you the confidence to do new things. And then, obviously, being a millionaire can impact your philanthropy, right? Money allows you to give back in unprecedented ways. When most people give money, they don't know where it's going or why it's going there, right? They write checks out of guilt or shame. However, when you have millionaire money, you're able to give money to causes that you really believe in, and you can actually make a difference in the lives of others. And that is a huge thing. That is the giving part of our financial balance. And you could do it in an outrageous way when you have $1 million set aside for your future. And then the last reason that Daniel gives for becoming a millionaire is the journey. There's more fun in aspiring than there is in acquiring, because the journey to wealth is quite rigorous. It also allows you to go through challenges that most people would never face in their lives. Who you become in the process is the most rewarding part of becoming a millionaire. So we really build these strong habits. We build these muscles of challenging ourselves and working through things that we didn't think were possible, and doing things that are new and that are difficult and that are going to push us to become better people, better money managers, and better enjoyers of the gifts that God has given us to go out and accumulate the things that we have, right? So becoming a millionaire, even though it sounds like a very vain endeavor, right? It sounds like something where, people have really demonized millionaires and billionaires in the United States. You can do a lot of good with becoming a millionaire. It not only benefits you, but it can in great ways benefit others. A lot of the things that we talked about here, right? Yes, it gives you confidence and control, but you can inspire others, create an impact, and be very philanthropic with your money, which is very, very important. So why do I talk about this? Why do I talk about becoming a millionaire? Why do I talk about these reasons why you may want to become a millionaire? Because I want to push you guys towards your long-term financial freedom goals, right? I want to push you towards building a nest egg of $1 million plus and being able to live on that in the future and being able to do great things with money over time, right? Money is a tool, and you can only use that tool to the extent that you have the tool, right? And money is only going to make you more of what you already are. If you are a jerk and you're, not very, philanthropic, you don't give very much, you're very selfish, then you will become more of that, right? So it's not going to fix your character, but it will allow you, if you are generous, if you are somebody who wants to help others, if you are somebody who wants to make an impact, this type of money, millionaire money, will absolutely get you to a place where you can begin to do that in an outrageous fashion. Okay. So becoming a millionaire, that is, the reasons that I think that it is necessary. And Daniel Ally helped me in that place, with the article that he wrote. So I thought that was pretty great. But what I want to share with you now, since we talked about, okay, why should you become one? So then I also want to talk to you about what are the secrets and habits of self-made millionaires. How do we become one? Not just why should you, but how? What are the secrets? What are the little things that millionaires do that normal people don't, because normal people aren't millionaires? What are things that they do that normal people don't that will get you to that place and allow you to be successful financially over the long term? So let's just jump right into that. First of all, they develop a millionaire mindset, okay? There's indeed something known as the millionaire mindset. To become wealthy, you need to elevate your thinking, focus on abundance, and ditch your poverty mentality, right? This is something we talked about earlier this week. This is a limiting idea of the middle class when it comes to becoming wealthy, when it comes to becoming a millionaire, right? You have to develop this millionaire mindset, this mindset that there is abundance out there. You can go and get it. It is possible for you to go and get it. And just because you have it doesn't mean that somebody else can't, right? And just because you have it doesn't mean that you have to hoard it and hold on to it and be a miser with what you have, right? You can become whatever you desire to be, attain any heights you want to get to, and succeed beyond your wildest dreams financially, right? You can do it, okay? But you have to build the mindset that says you can do it, that says it's possible, that says you don't have to live in the place that you live in forever, that says you don't have to work the job that you work at forever, that says you don't have to make the income that you make forever, right? You can make changes in your life, but you have to change your mindset. And only once you change that mindset does it become possible to become a millionaire. Stop making excuses for yourself. Have a clear vision of what you want in life and go for it, right? If you're going to become a millionaire, you need to start seeing yourself as one and work to make it a reality. We have to have this realistic viewpoint of, hey, I can become this. And if I can become this, then I have to start acting like this. I have to start doing the things that are going to get me to that place in my life, in my personal life, in my financial life. I have to start exhibiting those habits. And that is a mindset shift. And if you do not do a mindset shift, then you always have that middle class mindset, or that poverty mindset, or that that scarcity mindset, and that is something that will definitely hold you back from becoming a millionaire over the long term. In Thomas Stanley's book, The Millionaire Next Door, which if you haven't read that book, is absolutely a book that you need to read. It's a little older, and Dr. Stanley has died since the publishing of that, and then his second book. But he says one of the reasons that millionaires are economically successful is that they think differently. So a secret to becoming a millionaire is that you must think like one. You must think differently. You must have that abundance mindset and believe that you can. Then to something that I preach to you guys a lot, because I've even created a financial plan for you, the Financial Action Plan, which if you're not familiar with, you should go watch the episodes that I've created on the Financial Action Plan, all those parts and how they work together, and how you should work through that plan to become financially free over the long term. But you have to create a financial plan, right? A secret of becoming a millionaire is creating and working through a financial plan. Write down your financial goals and be specific. Self-made millionaires don't just think 2 to 3 years out. They plan 10, 15, 20 years ahead, right? I'm not trying to pat myself on my own back, but I'm just saying, as somebody who's teaching you guys this, I should be exhibiting these types of habits, these types of things in my own life. My wife is expecting our first child. Me and my wife are expecting a son, and we know that one day, it's possible he's gonna, get older, go to college maybe, and we might be stuck with having to help him pay, right? And so we're thinking that far out. We're thinking, 18 to 20 years out with him, and thinking about, okay, let's start setting some money aside so we can help pay for his college. Let's set some money aside to help him to, get a good head start in life when, he gets married, or when he, is, buying his first home, or whatever it may be, ways that we can help our children to move forward. But that is having a long-term viewpoint and planning several years in the future, not 2 or 3, but 10, 15, 20 years into the future or more. And you have to set goals that are not only ambitious, but often appear to be impossible to reach. So you really want to find those reach goals, those goals that are really going to be difficult for you to grab onto, right? Because you want something that you can continue to reach for. There's something to be said for setting lofty goals and not quite making it, right? Even if you set a lofty goal and don't quite make it, you can still end up in a very, very good place. So set those long-term financial goals that are going to be difficult to reach. Now, you also have to know how much you earn and what you spend, right? You have to budget. If you're going to put your money to work, you need to be familiar with how it flows through your account. Celebrate each milestone as you reach your goals and work your way towards financial freedom, right? So you have to have a plan if you're wanting to be a millionaire, right? Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. And I think that's a great way to put it when it comes to why we want to set up financial plans. Then you need to take control of your income. That's another secret of becoming a millionaire. Okay, this does not necessarily mean that you have to have multiple streams, right? People talk about multiple streams of income. That's great. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have multiple streams. It also does not mean that you must work for yourself, even though that's absolutely fine as well. And you can do great things if you have some idea or you have some business that you want to begin running or some brand that you build around yourself and your skills, right? That's perfectly fine. But you need to take control of your income, right? You need to take control of whatever you do and maximize it. Because if you are not maximizing your income, you're not doing the most that you can, then it's going to be more and more difficult to reach your long-term financial goals, right? Because with less income, it becomes more difficult. But it's also going to put you in a more complacent place. You're going to be really stuck in that middle-class mindset of paycheck to paycheck. You're really going to just feel complacent, and we don't want to feel complacent. We want to be growing. We want to be doing something to get better all the time, and our work is a big part of becoming better in our financial lives. So really work hard, take advantage of the opportunities you have to maximize your income, and then use that income in order to build your wealth over the long term. Okay, so that's something that you have to start doing. Then another secret to becoming a millionaire: you have to start early. Okay. And you have to start investing early. Now, that's not to say that you can't become a millionaire if you start a little later. You absolutely can, right? There are people who've become millionaires in a 10-year span. But it's more difficult to become a millionaire in a 10-year span than it is to become a millionaire over a 40-year span, right? Because, and I've said this before, if you were to have put $150 approximately a month away for the last 40 years into the S&P 500, you would be a millionaire. Right? Just $150 a month. That's almost nothing, right? We're talking $150 a month. So what is that? $1,800 a year, and then $1,800 times 40. So we're really just looking at $72,000 that you had to invest over a 40-year period in order to get to the point where you had $1 million. Okay? So starting early is huge. Compound interest is your best friend. Even folks who have never earned above average incomes can join the seven-figure club by harnessing the power of compound returns. For example, right, as per a CNBC article, right, if you invest $5 per day in an account that earns a 10% rate of return, you'll become a multi-millionaire, $2.3 million over a 50-year period, right? This is just one scenario, but you get the point. You get the point that you don't need to do a ton in the way of saving tons and tons and tons of money to become a millionaire. You just need to start early and do it systematically. Take advantage of compound interest. Compound interest has a dramatic effect on the growth of your investments over time. The earlier you start, the better. Maximize your retirement account contributions, your 401ks, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, things like that. And if your employer offers a match, absolutely take it. Take advantage of it. Okay, tax-deferred growth is a surefire way to quicken your journey to millionaire status, and tax-free growth through the Roth assets that you may have can really, really get you there in a hurry. So as you're doing this, though, you want to minimize your investment fees. You want to be able to take some risks, right? Invest in things that are going to maybe be a little more volatile, but create a lot of good long-term value. And then monitor your portfolio over time. Don't just be a set it and forget it type person. Really pay attention to what you're investing in, understand what you're investing in, but you have to start early and be putting money away for yourself. Then, another secret of becoming a millionaire is to invest in yourself. Millionaires invest in themselves. Improve your skills, increase your knowledge on a daily basis. Right? You ever wondered why billionaires like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates read several dozen books a year? Right? Take yourself seriously. Understand that you are your very best asset. Education is not only about going to school. In fact, some of the wealthiest individuals in the world are not formally educated, right? But you have to learn from people who have done things before. You have to learn how to become better at whether it be your job, right? Maybe it can help you to maximize your income, take control of your income. If you are learning more about becoming better at the work that you do, Maybe you want to become a better investor, right? You can learn more about that by reading books. There's a lot of things that you can learn online, but there's some things that are only found in some of the greatest books of all time. So an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. That is a Ben Franklin quote, right? We have to invest in our knowledge. We have to invest in ourselves, right? And that doesn't just mean going to college. That doesn't just mean going back to school in some way, shape, or form. That just means determining what path you're going to take. And in order to get to the goals that you have and going down that path, what do you need to do to get there? What do you need to learn to get there? And then do those things full force, all out, 24/7. Okay? Then another secret of becoming a millionaire is that you should automate your finances. Okay? So take the guesswork out of your saving and investing by automating the process. Self-made millionaires don't make savings the last thing they do with their paycheck. They set up an automatic savings plan or direct deposit to their investment accounts so that you only get to spend what's left over after you pay yourself first, right? It's very, very easy if money is just flowing into your checking account or your savings account or whatever to make the decision to not invest as much as you should or to not save as much as you should. But if you automate it on the front end, if you have money coming right out of your check and going into your 401k, then you'll never even see that money. That money will be gone before you get to touch your paycheck. Right? Same thing goes for, if you are, paying for your insurances, right? Your insurances get deducted and you never miss that money. But if you do the same thing with your investing and you just automate it to come right out of your check immediately, right? The less friction that there is between you and investing, the more effective you're going to be at putting money away over the long term and having it set up, right? Automate your finances. Now, automating doesn't mean just to set it and forget it. Automating means that you can set it up to consistently occur. Obviously, check in on it, understand what's going on with that automation, but just set up recurring investment, recurring savings that will allow you to get out of your own head. It will allow you to take control of your money from yourself, right? Because we are our biggest limiting factors when it comes to building wealth, because we don't want to do the things that it's going to take to get there because it requires sacrifice. It requires work. It requires us to do some things that aren't really comfortable. But if we can automate some of those things that aren't really comfortable, then it can be a lot more likely that we can reach our long-term financial goals. Most investors want to do today what they should have done yesterday. Okay? So that's part of starting early, and it's also part of, we can have regrets about not automating things. We can have regrets about keeping ourselves from doing things because we were afraid or because we didn't think that, it was what we wanted to do with our money at the time because we wanted to consume or we wanted to do whatever, right? We have to do today what it's going to take to become a millionaire, and you have to create those habits and do it day by day by day. Another secret of becoming a millionaire is living frugally. Live well below your means. It may be surprising, but many of the really rich people are also some of the most frugal. You can grow your wealth by not living to impress the Joneses, right? Don't keep up with them because it's not worth it. It's only going to leave you broke, right? Saving money until it hurts. Save and invest, and save and invest in large proportions, right? I talk about, building up your emergency funds and then investing at least 15% for your retirement and then maxing everything out once you have your home paid off. So you need to be saving and investing in large amounts. Buy a home that you can afford, right? Don't overreach for a home just because the market's hot. And don't just think that you have to buy because the market's hot, because you're only going to make the market hotter. So just keep these logical things in mind and avoid your lifestyle inflating, especially as your income goes up, right? Try to maintain a similar lifestyle as your income rises. Because if you can do this, then you will be able to put more money away. You will be able to enjoy your money more, and you will be more likely to reach your long-term financial goals and really reach financial freedom in a real way. Having a frugal lifestyle does not necessarily mean that you should be pinching pennies, but increase your income to the point where your frugality means a very comfortable lifestyle. And that is really all that it comes down to. Then, another secret to becoming wealthy is you must take calculated risks, right? In the book, The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas Stanley says that many of the first generation self-made millionaires in America were self-employed. Becoming an entrepreneur involves embracing risk and becoming willing to stretch yourself and leave your comfort zone, right? So that is taking some calculated risk. So whether you choose to climb the corporate ladder or build your own startup, success will require you to seize opportunities, think and act outside the box, and be willing to meet the challenges and learn from your mistakes. And not only are calculated risks found in our careers, right? But if you are a young investor and you're investing in stocks and doing your due diligence on your investments, right? You can take a little more risk with your money than somebody who is closer to needing that money. Right? If you're in your early 20s, you can take a little more long-term risk than somebody else to try to make some higher returns and gain more in the way of your long-term nest egg. You can do that. Now, other people can't, but that doesn't mean that you can't. And if you have a higher risk tolerance, then be willing to take some calculated risks. And notice we're not just saying wild risks and crazy risks and risks that have no basis, but it must be calculated. It must be something that you've thought through and that you've worked through mentally to where you're like, okay, there's a better likelihood than not that I'll be able to come out victorious on the other side of this, but it doesn't make it not risky. It's still a risky endeavor, but it just may be something that is just not risky enough for you to step into it and really take advantage of risk, because more risk, more return. That is a key thing to finance, right? The more risk that somebody is willing to take or that a company is willing to take, the higher the expected return or the expected payoff of that risk taking is, okay? And so it's really important, right, to be able to take risks that others aren't willing to take. I mean, Warren Buffett talks all the time about be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. That's basically saying don't take too many risks when everybody's out trying to take risks, and take some risks when people aren't trying to take risks, right? Kind of take the other side of the coin. It will look risky at the time, but it can pay off in spades over the long term, right? And then the last secret to becoming a millionaire is associate with successful people, right? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is a very famous quote from Jim Rohn that is circulated quite a bit. And it's true. If you want to become a millionaire, you need to associate yourself with like-minded individuals who have a rich mindset and avoid negative people. Surround yourself with creative, big dreamers who share your vision of success and who are willing to put in the work. Find successful people to mentor and inspire you. And this is not a surprise. It's not a surprise that the people that you're around really help to dictate who you become, right? We really feed off of those that we're around. We really become a lot like those people that we are around, right? So if you become like the 5 people that you spend the most time around, then you need to spend time around people who are positive thinkers. You need to spend time around people who are trying to build wealth as well. You need to spend time around people who are generous. You need to spend time around people who are willing to teach you. You need to spend time around people who are willing to learn, right? You need to spend time around people who have qualities that you think are admirable to becoming who you want to become. And if they have those and you can spend time around those people, then take advantage of those opportunities and really allow people to speak into your life and speak into the lives of others around you, and really build a good network of people that are going to continue to push you towards your long-term goal and not deter you from becoming who you want to become. Because there are haters out there and there are people who are going to spew negativity, and negativity is not going to do us any good. Negativity is not going to get us to where we want to get to long term. Negativity is just going to keep us from becoming what we want to become over the long term. And that's not what I want for you guys. I want you guys to become financially successful. I want you to be financially free. And I want you to become millionaires. And I want you to become extremely generous because you're a millionaire. I want you to be confident because you're a millionaire. I want you to be able to enjoy your money, and I want you to make a great impact in your own life and the lives of others around you, okay? So being a millionaire is not an empty endeavor. There are many secrets that I've outlined here today about how we can get there, but the reasons that we should get there are clear, and the reason that we should push towards that place is clear, right? And becoming one is not as difficult as you think, okay? I've laid out some ways that you can, just basic investing and saving mathematical equations as to, hey, you save $150 a month for 40 years and long-term rates of return will get you there, right? It's just, you have to understand that there are simple things that you can do to become a millionaire, and you can become wealthy even if you don't have the biggest salary, even if you don't have the most money coming in or the most money left every month. You can start your way into becoming wealthy, into becoming a millionaire over the long term. You just have to take that first step, and you have to take initiative and have that millionaire mindset to start the process to becoming one. So thanks for watching this video. If you could go down below, hit the big red subscribe button, like this video, leave me any feedback in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to respond to anything you leave down there. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify podcasts, be sure to subscribe and leave me a review on either one of those platforms. Follow me on social media at MNO with Dylan, and that's really good supplemental materials to all the things I'm putting out in these long form episodes on YouTube and the podcast every single day. And then if you need somebody to help you to create a financial plan that is specific to you and your family's needs and keep you accountable to that plan over the long term, then I can help you do that. Just go to my website, www.mnowithdylan.com. Click on the Work with Dylan tab, and you can choose the financial coaching session type that would work best for you, and we can begin pushing towards your long-term financial goals together. So tune in Monday as we talk about how to pick stocks for your portfolio and what that may look like at different points in your investing life. So thanks for tuning into this episode of Money's No Object. I'm your host, Dylan Howell. God bless.